Hello. Mic,
Right.
mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Sounds fine to me.
welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to another episode of the RTP Rarely Typical Players podcast. Today, we have once again reunited every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, because Eastern Standard Time is the best time zone in the whole world. We have played another game requested by Synchronic Games called The Lonely League. If you are a fan of comics, superheroes, supervillains, superpowers, Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, the X-Men, all the above, this is the game for you. So, like always, guys, we spend a whole week with a game. We spend a whole week, we play it. Either, we live stream it or we play it off camera. But all in all, we return to you guys and talk about our experience with the game. So before we go deep into the podcast, I would like to introduce my co-hosts. First, we have myself. Then we have Synchronic Games.
Yo.
And last but not least, the resident German Simple Gaming Harlequin.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
All right. So with that out the way, let's start talking about, several different topics of the game. First, we're going to elaborate on the story. Then we're going to get into, the other features of the game, like battle mechanics, mapping, music, all the stuff that pretty much makes the game whole. So, let me pull up the beautiful footage. That way you guys have an idea of what we played. Or if you haven't seen me or Harlequin stream, definitely check those videos out, especially on Harlequin. Check out his gameplay of the game. Because mine is no longer in existence unless you get...
Mine's not either. Like the VOD didn't get published, and Twitch automatically changed my settings to not automatically publish my VODs, as to avoid the copyright strikes.
Oh,
so there's no VOD you can watch.
Oh wow. Okay.
Funny thing though, it happened immediately. I clicked on the stop streaming button and I immediately received an email about the copyright.
Because he is a German bandito. He is a resident German. Okay. So, as you can see, the Lonely League, or the Justice League, as the DC will call it. Y'all remember that cartoon, the Justice League, that used to come on Cartoon Network and Boomerang back in the days, where it was nothing but DC characters like Superman, Batman, the Wonder Twins. Y'all remember that show?
Nah.
I do. I vaguely remember it. Yeah.
Oh man, it's an older cartoon. I would say late 70s, early 80s, and it's the Justice League. You got Batman, Superman, they all in one place and they go after the villains and stuff. And each episode, it focuses on the different villains. Sometimes the villains work together, sometimes they go against each other. It's crazy. So this game definitely reminds you of the Justice League, but it is called the Lonely League. And if those who are familiar with superheroes as such, you would notice a silhouette looks like Batman, another one looks like the Hulk, another one looks like Superman floating with the cape, and the last one that's on the far left, You don't know. That's the average Joe, which this game focus on. You are an average Joe by the name, what's his name? Victor
Vince
Vince
Hart.
Hart.
Benson Hart.
But I want to let you know that the guy on the left is John Lennon.
Okay, the guy on the left is John Lennon. See, I ain't get that far, but I did read in the synopsis that John Lennon was supposed to make an appearance in this game, but I didn't get that far. And you guys would definitely know later on in the episode that why I didn't get that far. Um so we're gonna go with Harlequin this time because I think Cychronic went last week. If I'm wrong, please correct me. So Harlequin, give me a quick understanding of what you understand about this game, you know, like story wise, up to the point maybe where you got to your best understanding.
Okay. The story starts out with Vince Hart.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really a superhero, but he's like buff as fuck, right? So everybody is. It's kind of like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure thing, I guess. I don't know. Everyone is buff as fuck, man. They all ripped. So he's like not quite a ghetto boy, but they are. I guess they kind of are. Like, he's not rich or anything. He has no money. He has no insurance and nothing. He's a true American, and then he gets diagnosed with kidney stones. So he wants surgery to get him removed, but he ain't got no money. So he's trying to get money for his surgery by. It's not really clear. I guess I don't know. They don't really do anything. Like you'd think you go like work a job or some shit like that, but they don't. They just beat up random bad guys, I guess, but they don't make any money, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how the story starts, and then just more and more like superheroes pop up, and then there's some kind of infighting, I guess. I don't know. It's a little weird, to be honest. Like, it starts out with this premise of you trying to make money for surgery, but it kind of never happens.
Yeah.
I don't know where the story goes from there. Like, there's just superheroes popping up everywhere, and you fight random bad guys. That's the story. I don't fucking know.
Okay. All right. We're gonna ask the guy that suggested this game, and I'm pretty sure he has the most experience with this game because he definitely said that he was so many percent completed with the game. So, Cychronic, give us a explanation of your side of your understanding with this game story.
Okay, yeah, I'm about 80% of the way through. I don't want to spoil too many details, but the story does make sense. It does actually kind of make sense as it goes along. The story does start off with Vince Hart. He's trying to raise money for his kidney stones. Later, he has a symbiosis with Venom, and then Venom removes his kidney stone, but they uncover, a plot that's a little deeper than that at some point, as far as in a couple of ways. The game, as the story goes along, it actually shows a lot of the I would say the flaws of the characters. So, like, you're gonna find out that Batman has a lot of flaws. He did stuff that he regrets. Superman has a lot of flaws. He did stuff he regrets. They are trying to do the right thing, of course. Same with Vince. There's, because he starts off kind of like in a position where he kind of like has a girlfriend, but she's a prostitute. So he's kind of like pimping her out, and that's their source of income, and that's how it kind of starts off. But later in the game, you know, they pick up John Lennon because later in the game they kind of end up going to hell, and they pick up John Lennon in hell. I won't explain the details of how they go to hell or whatever, but that's where they pick him up.
Wow.
And yeah, no, I thought it was kind of funny. There's some good stuff there, but the plot kind of ends up being the in the second battle of the game, there's the you know, where Superman or some gets rescued by Vince. You encounter an alien. Those aliens will actually turn out to be a big part of the plot, and it involves their plans for Earth and why these incidents are occurring. These incidents of violence are occurring. I don't want to spoil it, but it has to do with the aliens, and pretty much exclusively as to what's going on here. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I actually really like it. I do intend to finish it because I'm like 80% done, so I'm just like, hey, I just want to finish this to get it resolved. Yeah, and I know, you know, we can. I guess I'll save some of the gameplay stuff for later, but that's kind of how I would describe the idea of the story. The story kind of goes through, all these characters have their own flaws, and they're on a journey to get to a better place, and how they get there, you know, how they realize that, you know, realize those answers for themselves, so to speak.
Gotcha. All right, so basically you are a guy named Vincent Hart who, you know, has a girlfriend who is a prostitute. He pimps her out. She makes money by, you know, performing services on clients, quote. Vincent ended up getting sick. Well, he's been sick since the beginning, you know, his introduction, because he's grabbing his stomach, he's in pain, like, oh, what the heck is going on? What is going on? Then he goes to the doctor. And unlike, well, true with most Americans, health insurance is really hard to come by, especially if you don't work a job that offer it, because you're talking about $400, $500, $300 premiums that you have to pay. That doesn't go towards out-of-pocket expenses, and it could put it like this: it could be very expensive. You know, health insurance is basically for those who needs major operation, which Vincent turns out he needs a major operation. He has kidney stones. He got several kidney stones, put it like that, but one is big enough where it cannot pass through naturally. So it's trying to pass through, but it can't pass through, so it's causing a lot of pain. So he got to go through a procedure, a laser procedure, and actually try to get it shrunken down. But the problem is, it's $15,000. Nobody has $15,000 laying around like that unless you are a rich person or got some money. You know, you got a good job, you make a lot of money, and you can save that money around. So the doctor gave him advice. You know what? Just deal with it. You know, it's not really an emergency thing. You're not gonna die from it, but it's definitely discomfort. Deal with it, or, you know, pay up the money to get it done. You know what I mean? So he comes to conclusion. He say, I'm going to get the money regardless. So he called everybody that he know. He called his aunt. He called a pastor. You know, he called a friend. He's calling everybody that he could get in touch with, and basically they all turned him down. So one thing about the protagonist, he's a big guy, like Harlequin said. He's a big guy. You know what I mean? He's bigger than the average American. You know what I mean? Average civilian. He liked to help people. He liked to, save people and stuff. Even when he was in the hospital, leaving with bad news, he's confronting a group of thugs who is blasting music really loud, and he's with the nurse. He could be like everybody else and say, that's none of my business. You know what I mean? That don't got nothing to do with me. But instead he said, turn that down or else. So you get into the first confrontation that leads to many confrontations later on in the story. So along his journey, he meets several individuals who turns out to be superhuman. But we do live in a world where superheroes are known. It's not like they're living in a secret society and want to keep their identity secret. No. People know who they are. There are TV shows that remind others that, about these superheroes and stuff like that. So along the way, you just meet different characters, like Superman, Batman, all the other stuff. But the thing is, you're on the quest for $15,000. How is he going to get the money? Is there any indication where you have gotten in your gameplay Psychronic that he's earning money that goes towards his story? I mean, his surgery.
Well, when Venom merges with him, he takes care of the kidney stone. So the need to get the money becomes null and void after he becomes Venom.
Okay.
So Venom pulls out the kidney stone and says, "This won't be bothering you anymore," and kind of throws it down.
Oh.
And then, but by that point, you've already discovered the deeper the plot that's gone a little deeper than that. So that's what kind of ends up spiraling at that point.
Oh.
So the trying to raise the money thing is just how the story starts, but it's not actually the plot itself.
The plot itself
leads you into the real plot through some kind of problem that leads him down that journey. But Venom takes care of that.
So I mean, to be honest, in the small time that I was playing, I forgot about the kidney stones. Like, that wasn't even my focus anymore. The kidney stones. Even watching Simple Gaming's gameplay, you don't focus about the kidney stones because nothing is really being, said after that. I don't really know. I haven't really gotten far because I got stuck at a part, and I said, you know what? I don't have time for this anymore. So,
yeah.
All right, so that's pretty much the sum of the story. Without spoiling it too much for you guys, what the true threat is, we all know, with superheroes, there are villains, and with villains, there are superheroes to stop the villains. So we already know that, there's a threat that's outside of the planet Earth that wants to pretty much wreak havoc on Earth and take over and maybe destroy it. That's standard plot for most superhero, comic books and stuff like that. So the game itself tells a story based on comic book standards. Like, if you read a comic book, comic books consist nothing but pictures of scenes and dialogue, short dialogue in between the characters until you flip the page. It's like you're reading a book. This game definitely try to keep that style true to how comic books were, are written, and tell the story without giving too much information. And it encourages the player to keep, or the reader to keep going until, you uncover a new plot. So it's a lot of different scenarios and from each player, you know, because Superman had his stuff, his issues going on with his amnesia, and Batman, like you said, had issues going on. And when Harlequin was playing, all the other heroes, you know, the X-Men and Beast and Nightcrawler, maybe they got their issues going on too. So um that's pretty much the sum of how I understand the story, you know. But I think that's a good assumption without giving too much to you guys. What you think?
Yeah, I would just add that the main thing that I'm kind of getting from the story as I'm playing along is it's about accepting yourself for who you are despite your flaws, so to speak.
Yeah. I don't really know much about that because, like I said, I didn't get that far, so I gotta rely on, you know, playing the game myself some more, or just, you know, watching moving on, baby. All right, so the game story is good. I mean, I actually liked the story when I was playing it until the part I finished. You know, I thought it was pretty good, pretty original. Harlequin did notice some flaws in the dialogue. Maybe English isn't the developer's first language, but I thought it was understandable. You know, you could understand.
Yeah, it was all right, but still there has been some issues with it. Like there was some weird English going on and some just wrong words.
Oh, and just so you guys know, Calunio is Brazilian.
Okay, Portuguese.
Yeah,
I
Portuguese.
mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, get your English straight.
Oh Lord.
I mean, I've been talking with him on his Discord, and he seems pretty fluent.
Yeah,
but...
it's not bad. Like we've definitely seen worse, but I'm always like, I mean, getting the English correct is not really a hard thing to do.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
But it's good enough. Like it's not. It hasn't been many things. Like just here and there, there's like a weird spelling or an error. It's not much. It's like I think I played for 4 or 5 hours and I noticed like 2 or 3 things. So it's really not that bad. It's just minor.
Yeah. So minor is good. But I did know, you know, some scenes you gotta question yourself, like how? What in the world? Like the first scene, like when all of a sudden he just punched the guy in the face. You know what I mean? And he's standing in the middle of the room. And the guy is at the bottom near the door. Like how is that scene even possible?
No idea what scene you're talking about.
You know, like in the beginning, he wanted the girl to do something. The client wanted the girl to do something. Then she was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it." He said,
you mean in the intros?"
Yeah, the intro.
I mean, the position in the comic panel does not relate to the. You know, like when you're reading a comic, you don't see the guys standing next to each other either.
Mm-hmm.
I would think. And the next panel just shows the punch. Like it's not moving on the map because it's a comic panel, right?
Yeah. It would. I think it would have been have more depth if maybe he would have kicked the door down. You know what I mean? Or kick the door in, show him kick the door in, then punching him. You know.
Maybe.
So. I mean, it's something small, but I mean, like overall, I did like the story. I thought the story was great, you know, so far. But the problem is, the story could be watered down with other mechanics too. You know what I'm saying? Like how this game was created. And when I say created, this is a tactical RPG. And those who played tactical RPGs, you know, Silver comes to mind. Ogre Battle, Ogre Tactics, Shining Force, Final Fantasy Tactics, what's that one game? Well, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of
XCOM.
XCOM is one. These are tactical games. These are tactical RPGs. And when you say tactical, what key words come to mind when you say tactical? When a game boasts that it's tactical, what key words comes to mind that a player should expect within a tactical RPG?
That they have to strategize, that they have to, it's like chess, you have to think your moves out ahead of time, based on the situation, you know, stuff like that.
Strategy.
Usually there's a grid or a hexagonal system of, you can move a certain number of spaces. In some tactics games you can attack twice and not move, or you can move, attack, and then move, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, the details vary from game to game, but that's kind of what I'm thinking when I think of a tactics game.
Strategy is one, basically what Cychronic was saying. What about you, Harlequin? Any keyword come to mind when you think about tactics game?
Yeah, tactics games for me is like you have your units, right? And some units are better than others. Like the typical rock paper scissors system is what I know. I don't play tactics games a lot. I pretty much only played like Fire Emblem, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Fire Emblem? Isn't that the one?
This is kind of like Fire Emblem, like when you attack and you get the enemy.
Yeah, so that's what I would expect. Like, you need to. It's not about in tactic games is not really about luck for me.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than it's strategy, right? You gotta outsmart the enemy and not just brute force it or rely on some kind of luck or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So we got strategy, we got tactical, dealing with units. So
yeah,
basically,
probably like what I think tactics games usually I think have also like, you know, environmental mechanics,
mm-hmm.
you know, like high ground for archers or whatnot,
mm-hmm.
or other things you can interact with, like use the environment to your advantage is what I'm getting at, I guess.
Gotcha. So tactic, strategy. That's what comes in mind when you play a tactic game. You got one troop against another troop. So as a player, you got to come up with the best strategy in order to win. So when this game was revealed that it was a tactical game, when I read the synopsis, I said, okay, this is going to be interesting because we don't see a lot of tactical RPG maker games. We really don't. You don't really see a lot of tactical games as much. Anyway, the ones that comes in mind for me is the Fire Emblem and the what's the other one that comes on that's on PlayStation with the demons? What's that game?
Final Fantasy Tactics?
Not Final Fantasy Tactics, but it's like one of them, it was your demon, then you going after your dad because he turned your game off and deleted all your save data. Disgaea. Is it Disgaea?
Disgaea.
Yeah, Disgaea.
God, I remember that game. I had a hard time with that game, but it just felt like, oh man, so many units. You're just
a whole lot of units, and we know as tactics games, the battles can be very, very long. Like on average, 2 minutes should be an average RPG game battle, but tactics can go into minutes to half an hour if depends like how good your units are or whatnot. So the reason why I brought this up because we need to talk about this battle system. You know, the battle system. The battle system is a tactic game, man. It's a tactic game, but at the same time, it's not a tactic game. And
It is though.
I don't know. You're gonna have to explain to me in Harlequin in depth.
No problem.
Yeah, I think Psychronic is the only one who thinks this is a tactics game.
All right, before you explain, I'm gonna speak about my flaws, and Harlequin gonna speak about his flaws. Then you're gonna rebuttal and tell us how you actually supposed to play this game.
Okay, no problem.
I'm gonna go first because I didn't get as far as Harlequin, and Harlequin didn't get as far as you. So I think that's a good order to talk about. All right, so the first battle you are introduced, you know, when you go outside fight with the nurse, you are introduced, you know, to your first battle. I did not know you can interact with the nurse, for one, to recruit them. You know what I mean? I think somebody in the chat told me about that. I don't even think that was given to you in the tutorial at all. And two, it feels like you are not given the correct direction a player is supposed to get when they are, you know, trying to learn a game. And again, the only thing that I did not agree with is this. When you attack somebody, there is a 90% chance that you're going to miss. There's a 90% chance that you're going to miss your attack. And there's a 90% chance that they're going to land their attack. I hope that makes sense. Alright. So, regardless of what you do, even with the Catwoman fight, Catwoman come in there, take your money. You about to play cards because you want to earn your money. You want to earn money. So you playing cards. Before you even got dealt, Catwoman come in there, take your money. Take the pot. So you get in a fight. Catwoman is notoriously, her agility is so freaking high. And if I'm not understanding correctly, agility is like, it determines like your evasion, I guess, your evasion rate or your hit rate, something like that. The higher your agility is, the greater chance you could land a punch. If I ain't mistaken, I may be wrong. But it seems that's the case because I threw 8 punches at Catwoman and missed every single last one of them. And everything that she threw at me, she hit me every freaking time. So that's my biggest complaint is I feel like the battle system is luck based. Not skill based, but luck. So I may be wrong, and Harlequin, if you just want to throw in your experience with the battle system.
Yeah, it's pretty much that to me as well. It started out okay. Like there were some misses, and in my opinion, misses are always garbage. Misses are never fun. Like they don't add anything. It's just luck. It's just increase agility to actually hit anything, which also is not a choice anymore. Then, like, if you can't hit shit unless you skill into agility, then it's not really a choice about what I want to skill anymore. It's I have to do agility in order to hit shit. So it wasn't too bad at the beginning. Everything was kind of working out, but also what I noticed is beating up the bad guys is like never the right option to go for, it seemed for me. Like, it's always better to just interact with everyone. Like, I finished the Catwoman fight by just asking for my money back. Like, it took me 3 tries. Apparently the percentage chance was 10%, but after 3 tries she just gave me my money back and I skipped the entire fight. And that's it. And every fight is like that for some reason. Like, it's never like when I play a superhero game, I want to beat up bad guys, right? That's what you do in superhero games and movies and whatnot. But that's not really the best approach here, like, ever. I think the only mission where you actually have to beat up someone is like at the fight with Elektra on the roof. You can't get out of there without beating her up, but other than that, like, most of the time you can just recruit most of the people on the board and go with that. So I don't know. Aside from the luck point, at some point the thing is that the missions get longer and longer and longer, and there's more units on the field, and the maps get bigger and bigger. So every time you fail, because you're trying to figure out your approach, right? You're trying stuff out, you're trying to interact, you're trying to beat shit up, and most of the time it doesn't work out the first try, right? So that's okay, because you get consolation XP. You're supposed to lose, apparently, so you can build up your character and try again. So the problem with that is there is no checkpoints, right? There was this fight against Hawkman where you cannot beat this guy. You just cannot. He's too strong. You gotta survive for a certain amount of turns until Batman arrives, and he's weak as fuck as well, but that's another story. So you're just running away, but he has more movement than you. So you trying everything in your power to somehow survive long enough, and then you make it. Batman arrives, and then he just beats you up because either he got a lucky crit on you or whatever, because he pretty much one-shot anyone for the most part. Like, I lost so many times. I finally got enough HP that Vince could take one hit without dying, but that's about it. So every time you lose, there is no checkpoint at Batman arrival. No, you gotta do the entire first section of the fight again. So you're going back to running away for like 20 turns until fucking Batman arrives again, hoping that your RNG luck is high enough to actually beat him. Because you're with these 2 alien girls, right, which you can use to boost your movement. So there are sacrifices. They cannot survive. They are one-shot kills. And I don't think it's ever possible that they survive. Like, they're not fast enough, they're not strong or anything. They just here to boost Vince and Superman, so they actually can run away. And there's one NPC on the board, and he's like a 60% chance of joining your group, but he almost never does. For some reason, I don't fucking know. And if you fail, he's attacking you as well. So not only get you chased by Hawkman, who just fucking one-shots your characters, no, this guy is attacking you now as well. That's already bad. So at that point, you can either just reset the fight right away, or try and interact with him again, but the chances of him joining get lower every time. So it's a coin flip whether or not you want this guy on your team, even, because the extra body would be nice. It's like one character that can attack and then just die like everybody else. But on the other hand, if you fail, your run is screwed.
Yeah.
So you're trying again, and you're trying to survive 20 fucking turns again, which takes like 20 minutes. And whatnot, because you gotta wait, because it's a tactics game, right? You gotta wait for every fucking turn. Everybody needs to do their movement, and you gotta watch it all, and you're just sitting there waiting for for your turn to actually do something, right? And then you move 4 tiles and then you wait again. So as the game goes on and it gets bigger and bigger, because at one point you had a mission where you have like, what was it, 4 or 5 characters, and the enemies have like 5 or 6 characters too. You're just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, and the map is huge as well. So all that happens for like 15 minutes is like you walking into the direction of the enemy, and the enemy walking into your direction without anything happening because the map is so fucking big. Like, how is that fun? And on top of that, you got that whole luck thing. Like, what I felt like, I'm not winning because I'm smart. I'm winning because, like the Hawkman mission, for example, I just won that because I landed a lucky crit on him. If I didn't land that crit, I would have been dead again, like straight up. That crit is what made it possible to even beat Hawkman.
That made it. I'm trying to tell you, man.
If that crit didn't happen, I would have been screwed. There's no way you can win this fight without a crit. I don't fucking know.
And here's
unless maybe you got a ton of stats. I don't know.
And here's another thing too. Like when you talk to the Terry Bogard guy running away from Hawkman, when you talk to him for Batman's part of the Justice League. So why is he?
It makes no sense. He has a higher chance. Like Batman has a higher chance of convincing him. But
Man,
he can still refuse.
Man,
I don't
my
know.
thing is this. If you're at 60%, you should that's like automatically should recruit him. Like automatically.
60% is 60%. Like,
but
what I would've done
it ain't that in this game.
You can coin flip it with like Vince, but Batman should have been 100%.
Yeah, because he's Justice League.
That would be strategic, right? So you could either coin flip it and luck out and get some early damage on Hawkman or whatever, or you could wait for Batman to arrive and surefire get him.
Yeah,
that would have been a more strategic choice.
Let's see what Cychronic got to say. Let's see him bat this.
Okay, so first off, I will say that one thing is that this game is more difficult than an average game. I would say. Okay, just I'll get that straight out of the way. I also think that it did not do a good enough job kind of explaining some of the mechanics to the players, and then that's why it might be confusing, because I didn't have as much trouble in the. I mean, I did die a few times on those maps, but not as much as you guys on the ones you were playing. First of all, charisma. So when I played this game, I saw the D7 almost never did the interact thing. That is very key to use other strategies besides just attacking. A lot of times.
I maxed out charisma on Vince, man. It's fucking useless.
It's not useless because rather than that being 60% to recruit that guy, it would end up being more like 30% or something like that. Also, there's another factor that comes into play: the morale. Now, the morale is actually a multiplier effect. So, if your morale is 10%, it increases all of your stats minus HP by 10%. If your morale is 30%, it makes them 30% stronger. If your morale is negative 30%, it's 30% weaker.
And none of that was explained.
No, none of it was explained. You're right.
Yeah, I think I had a pretty good grasp on the game, like stats wise and interaction wise, but like the motivation thing, that was not explained anywhere as far as I'm aware.
So it provides a multiplier effect. So just multiply 10% times the stats.
Okay, but how do you increase morale then?
There's passive skills for where you start the battle with 20% extra morale. There's active skills that will boost somebody's morale.
Okay, so it's not really a choice of what I want to level it to. It's just I have to get these skills in order to win.
No. There are battles where you do actually, where it is actually combat based, and if you only developed the attack skills, then you wouldn't be able to win those ones either. You know, so you have to you kind of have to. Kind of what I ended up focusing on is kind of trying to have like each character good at a separate thing. So like, especially when John Lennon comes into play, I use him for straight up charisma, but he can't fight worth crap. Like he'll do like 2 damage, but with the charisma, I can you know, it's like a 90% chance, not a 70% chance. And then with Superman, he usually was pretty good and at like brute strength. With Vince, I kind of went with well-rounded.
Yeah.
And then with what's his face? Batman. Yeah, Batman. I don't know. Batman was pretty weak actually.
Batman is crap, man. But can do nothing.
But he could use skills that would like slow the enemy down and stuff like that.
That's garbage too.
That
fucking slow down shot, man. That's fucking useless.
I miss every time.
It would make it easier to hit, so that 10% can
for
like
like
40%.
2 turns.
Man, that jank in the way. In the way.
But I didn't. I found the game. I find the game hard, but it actually is. I think strategic. It's it's
All right, let me ask you.
Man, the only way you can win, like if you know how the the morale thing. If you figure that out by chance, and if you skill everything into agility, that's how you win.
Well, that's a pretty good strategy. I did.
Yeah, but there is no. I don't need a skill tree if I don't have a choice.
Right, but it also
the choices don't matter.
Well, it depends on the battles because
but you cannot reset your skill tree. So if you went with strengths on wins, you just fucked because you're not gonna hit anything ever.
Well, that's why I focused on each character being good at one specific thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, what if you didn't?
Well, then you train and try again, and you can still beat it. It's just a little harder.
But when you train,
you just gotta lose a shit ton of battles so you get more XP to fix your mistake and get the agility points. How is that fun gameplay?
Well, it's I don't know, dude. It's a tactics game.
Look,
so
you go on.
You can complain about somebody making chess moves that take too long, but they might win, right?
Nah, not in this game, bro. Not in this game. I disagree.
My problem is
I didn't have as much of a hard time with this as you guys did. I'm just letting you know.
Want me to tell you why? Cause you were lucky. You were lucky.
No,
it's alright. It's alright. The problem I have is there is no choice. Like you played the correct way, right? So you had a well balanced like team. Everybody could do this and that, right? But if you didn't know that, if you maybe like me, I don't play tactics games. I don't give a crap. So I just went with what I thought would maybe be fitting for the character, like his personality or whatever. So I'm screwed because I didn't pick what the developer intended me to pick.
Well,
how is that good?
Well, I don't know if I see it like that because there were battles I did get stuck on quite a bit because I didn't actually use the right strategy for that battle. So, for example, I didn't actually focus a lot on people's move points. So at first. And so the Hawkman battle was pretty tough, but I found the Joker one to be tougher because there's a limited amount of time before the victim gets killed and then its defeat. I don't know if you guys made it to the Joker one.
No, I when I ended the stream after rescuing the Flash, that's where I stopped. So,
okay.
But that's just proving the point. Like if there's only one strategy to win,
there isn't.
I mean, it kind of feels like there is. Like you went with your strategy and you had hard battles because of it, right? So you didn't have the strategy required to win the battle.
but I gained it and then got.
Yeah,
through
you
it.
lost over and over again until you had enough points to play the intended strategy.
Yes, but not one specific strategy. It depends on the battle. But what I'm saying is it was probably like half as many times as you guys, like as far
Yeah,
as
could be, but that's not really the point. You lost the battle because you didn't have enough move. All right, so you lost and you lost and you lost and you lost until you had enough points to get your move.
Exactly. So you're
the only way to win is to get enough movement points. That's not a strategy game. That's just play my way or you play no way.
Well, no, because the Hawk battle happens before the Joker battle, and I didn't have the move points that much, but I was actually able to get past that one a little faster because you use the aliens to boost them, but I noticed, like, especially when D7 was playing, he was trying to maximize the aliens being able to boost him further.
Yeah, I didn't do that either. That doesn't work
for each move. But you usually, I just did it once or twice, and then use the aliens to kind of pin to you did it right. Simple gaming.
You use the aliens to let him walk in a different direction.
Yeah, to get Hawkman to go after them instead, while you just keep running with the other characters, and then I did have high charisma skills, so I was able
to.
to.
Like I said, I maxed out charisma on Vince, and I had like a 67% chance.
Right,
on that guy. It's like nothing.
With improved morale, it goes up to more like 80% or something like that. So
yeah, if you know how the morale works, I guess. But it's just only this strategy that works for that battle. So my question is, if there is only ever one intended way of winning a fight, why is there a choice of skills for me to pick from when I need a specific set of skills for every battle and I cannot reset? So the gameplay loop is lose until you get enough XP to get the skills you need for the battle.
Yeah,
that's how the gameplay loop works.
That's how it is.
Lose until you got enough stats.
That's how it is. And what you think is in the game? Consolidation experience. You know what I mean? You don't have a true game over. You die, you get experience, just enough, just a little bit to get the next skill, and you keep dying, you keep dying, you keep dying. Even with
you can't train either. Like there's this training section which would have been cool if I could have grinded.
And put it like this.
It doesn't work.
And put it like this.
There's other stuff later where you can do fight crime.
Oh, hold on. The training stuff only levels you up because whenever you get a certain threshold, you get a level, and you don't go beyond that until you get to the next level. But the thing with the Hawkman fight, you get Batman, right? You get Batman, and you cannot allocate his stat points or whatnot because he's a new character. All right, let's say you do jump Hawkeye. You got all your characters, and you surround him to attack him. He got a cheese AOE attack that he's gonna turn around and spin and hit you, and when you counter him, you miss your punch. You miss. Then when he hit you, sometimes he'll do a double attack, a critical attack, hit you twice. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what you do.
To me in the Rescue the Flash mission, like that fucking Cyclops dude just hit a crit 3 times in a row. He just one-shot my entire fucking team.
Cyclonic.
How is that strategy?
And another thing, Cyclonic, he attacking the boxes. He missed the boxes twice. Right? And I was able to, I was able to get Batman, but when I got Batman, every attack that I used with Batman missed. Every attack.
And he's I think he can also only take 1 punch before dying too.
And another thing,
it's crazy.
In the beginning, I said screw it. When I had all my characters, almost killed Hawkeye. I got him to like 20 HP. I got him to 20 HP. Then he hit my guy with a double attack and killed me.
Yep.
this was before. This was in the beginning. Like I just said, screw it. Let me attack him. And he was missing punches too. He missed like 3 times, and my people was hitting him, cause he got 170 some HP. Almost, I had him down to 20 HP.
And that felt good, right?
No, because I died.
That felt good, right?
So I said, screw.
I was struggling with Hawkman,
Man.
Okay, like he fucking weak as hell, doing no damage.
And when
I just won because one run Batman just did a fucking crit and almost one-shot him for some reason. Like he dealt no damage, but this crit almost killed him instantly. That was so weird. But it was luck again. It's like nothing of my doing won me this fight. It was just a lucky crit that did it. And it wasn't even stats either, because at that point you don't have stat allocation for Batman because he just joined, so it was just luck. And that's how every mission felt to me. It's just how many misses I'm getting or how many crits the enemy is getting. That's what made me win or lose fights.
It did.
Like, as I said, Cyclops just did 3 crits in a row on 3 different people and one-shotting everybody. And that's crazy. Like how that's not strategy or tactics. That's just bad luck every time.
But the Flash though, whenever they would try to hit the Flash, they'd always pretty much miss. And so even though Flash was weak, you could use Flash on Cyclops.
Yeah, you can use Flash on Cyclops, and then you're unlucky and he lands a lucky hit, and then you're fucking instantly dead again. Using the Flash is not a sensible option for any sane person.
Oh my god!
He has 12 HP. Using the Flash is a luck strategy. Well, you're just lucking out.
Come on!
When it's a 10% chance that they're gonna hit you, I like those odds when I'm, a 90% chance that they're gonna hit you is like, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's a possibility, but it's not like the safe option.
It's not.
It's just a luck strategy.
It's just like having a 90% chance to hit something, but a 90% chance that they're gonna miss you. It means that, okay, if I take 2 hits, if I do 2 hits on this guy, then the odds are in my favor that it'll work out.
Yeah, the odds are great. Like 10% sounds good, and then you're almost finished, and then they land a lucky hit, and you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
It can be an option. That's all right. It's a high risk, high reward option. That would be fine if there was another way of winning.
Yeah, that's ironic. You're dead. You're dead.
That's the thing. Like, there's only one strategy that works in every fight, unless you're lucky.
Attack.
Cool, you win anyway. But if not, there's only ever one way of winning. You have to use the Flash in that battle because you cannot fucking hit the Nightcrawler.
Oh my gosh, I'm done.
Pretty much, because he's their Flash basically. He has so much agility, you ain't hitting jack on that guy. So you have to use the Flash, and if he gets a lucky hit on the Flash, you fucking dead. But that's the only way of winning.
And it's
so
not. It's
playing a strategy.
Hey, look.
I want to win with my strategy, not with the developer.
And it's not just us complaining about it. Riggy said something about it. I believe Bandito said something about it. Another person said something about it. The Vetsis said something about it.
Did.
It just freaking. You're going to be missing. You got a better chance winning the lottery than. In
my opinion, a miss should never be in a strategy game.
Beating Hawk Guy on the first try. Ain't no freaking way.
I mean, although I don't like missing, I think having a miss in a strategy game or a tactics game does make sense. I mean, maybe it could be the rate could be adjusted a little bit, but I do think that it makes sense that you would fire an arrow and sometimes it would miss.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's probably better mechanics. Like the way I do misses, like the player does not miss, because first of all I got timed inputs, right? So if you land the input, you should not miss, obviously. So the only miss that happens is that enemies can sometimes miss you, because it's favorable to the player.
So making it easier for the player.
Exactly. Like sometimes you can just get lucky and they miss.
You know what? You know what might have been good on this game is maybe just some like a simple easy, medium, hard situation.
Not even that. You don't need all that.
It wasn't hard. It's not a hard game. Once you know how the developer wants you to play, the game is fucking easy. But you're not getting explained half the systems, and then you're just supposed to figure it out. And the gameplay loop is die and get enough stats. If you happen to have picked up the wrong passives for that particular fight, you're just gonna die until you have enough XP to get the right points. And then you're moving on, and then you got the wrong stats again, you're dying until you got the right stats again. And it's luck. The rest is luck. It's like the fight with the Flash, it's just luck. But it's the only strategy you can use. There's no freedom of choice for me to use my strategies, to use my character builds or anything. I have to build the characters in the developer's intended way in order to win the fights. That's what I felt like playing this game. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get screwed. I'm getting critted all the day, and I'm not landing hits all day. That's how the game went for me. Unless I'm gonna use the Flash. Once I did, the game was easy. The match was easy, right? I just hit people. I mean, the Flash was fucking weak, dealt no damage, but they didn't hit him. So, but I didn't want to use that strategy because it's luck. Sure, the chances are low, but I didn't want to use the character that's the lose condition in the fight when he's one shot.
Yeah, initially.
It's not a strategy I would go for, but I had to because I couldn't win otherwise.
Yeah, initially I did try to just kind of keep him away from everyone, and then
Exactly.
And then it didn't work out as well when I did it that way.
Exactly. You cannot win without it. You have to use it. Latest, at least against Nightwing, right? You cannot hit Nightwing with almost anybody else.
Oh my gosh.
You just cannot. So you have to use the Flash if you want it or not. And I don't know, man. When I want to play a tactics game, I want to use my tactics. I want to use my units, my builds to win the fights and solve the problems the game throws at me. If there's only one way to win, it's not a tactics game. It's just a fucking do whatever you're supposed to do.
Just keep dying until you get
I
lucky.
need a skill tree if I can only win in one way.
Well, it's not necessary. There's quite a few battles. I mean, that it's not like that. Like there's battles where you can win in multiple ways.
Yeah, you can. It just doesn't work.
It does. I mean, it does. I mean,
Explain to us how it worked.
How did you beat Catwoman again?
I had a very high charisma, and I asked her to give me the money back.
Yeah, that's the way of winning.
And what was
you beat up Catwoman?
I think I beat Catwoman. I got lucky doing it.
You did beat
You
Catwoman.
got lucky. That's exactly the point. You got fucking lucky.
If you saw my video, you see how many times I missed, like trying to attack her. I missed the enemy. The enemy landed
had a
every
2%
attack.
Chance, man.
The
I just
enemy.
did it 3 times and it worked.
Yeah, that's crazy. 10%. That mean you should never ever recruit her.
Took me
10%.
3 tries, man. 3, and then I just got my money back.
That's crazy. Like.
And then the Electra fight, like they have these gimmicks, right? I thought it was cool that you could throw the zombies off the roof. That was cool. So I was thinking, well, that's the gimmick of the map. So surely I gotta use that gimmick to win the fight. That's what I was thinking, because that's what the stage was like, right?
Yeah.
But nah, the winning strategy is just go up to Electra and fucking one-shot her.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's how I.
Yeah, that's stupid, man. That's fucking stupid.
You know, because the objective was just to kill her as quickly as possible. So the quickest way was just running right up to her and punching her in the face.
Yeah, I only won that, by the way, because I landed a lucky crit again. If I didn't, I would have been dead. Yeah, I don't know, man. Why put that gimmick there if you're not supposed to use it? Like throwing the zombies off the roof is just a waste of time. Like there's no merit to it.
Well,
Zero use.
Maybe it's just a way to trick the player.
Come on.
I don't think you played it correctly, Harlequin.
Yeah, of course not. There's only one way of playing each mission, and that's what sucks.
That's
That's
deep.
exactly what I don't like about this game. There's only one set way of winning, and if you're not doing that, you're gonna keep grinding until you do it. You're not winning otherwise. You're not winning with your own strategy. You either use whatever the developer intended you to use, or you're gonna lose.
So the Sagat fight, I did beat him on the easiest mode.
Oh, how does that even work? Like, what characters are? Because when I was there, I only had 2 characters, right? What other characters would there be?
The other people that were training in the
The Goonies.
Yeah.
Training in the, I see.
You get an item called the Muay Thai belt.
Hey, I could have beaten him. I was preparing. I was
Yeah.
waiting my turns until I could use my rage thing. I was strong enough.
You ain't gonna
But
beat
then-
him on crazy.
I mean, he just critted me out of my existence.
2
again, I
hits?
guess. Yeah, you just gotta be lucky so he doesn't do a 2-hit attack on you.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you're just never gonna win.
you're never gonna win.
It's just luck and it's stupid.
Never gonna win. I mean, the game could definitely use an overhaul in the battle area.
I don't know.
Like make it like a true tactical game where you can utilize certain skills that you do learn to win the advantage. And I think the problem is with this game, it's not following the pattern of most tactical games, because what's the point of hitting the enemy from behind if there's no like advantage of doing so? It doesn't matter where you hit them from. You can hit them from the front.
I didn't even like
And
care about that, because the enemies and the characters always face downwards.
Yeah, that's true. But if you hitting them from behind, though, you're strategizing your characters to go around and get hit from behind. You know what I mean? So you should be rewarded for doing something like that. But instead, you do that, you miss. That's
The direction doesn't matter.
Yeah,
They would need to implement an actual direction system where the characters don't automatically always face down, because it doesn't make sense.
yeah. It don't.
Then you could do it that way, but I don't know.
Then another thing, that's all you're doing is attack in this game. You know what I mean? Like,
There are skills, right?
There are skills. I saw D7 was learning skills, but not equipping them.
it even learn the skill they boring to use. You know what I mean? What's the point if you starting off? They already automatically on the cooldown. You got to move at least 2 to 5 times to even use the skill in the beginning.
Oh yes, the warm up fucking sucks, man.
So why not allow the player to do the skill first, then put them on the cooldown where they have to rely on when to do it again.
Instead of a pre-cooldown.
Exactly.
Instead of a warm up, put a cooldown. Yeah.
It won't
I
even.
was waiting 5 turns until I can use my fucking rage. Is ass.
It won't even worth. It won't. It's not even worth doing the skill. It's not. You know what I mean? You heal your character. You got to get next to your character to heal them, and next thing you know, after you heal them, they get into confrontation with the enemy again and lose more than what you healed them for. So there's no point, no reason doing it. Even Harlequin was saying Wolverine was regenerating more HP than he was losing the HP.
I mean, Flash is fucking weak. He does no damage. So Wolverine, you need at least 2 people wailing at him for his regeneration to be out damaged. Which again sucks, because he has an AoE, so he can just use his AoE and one-shot both of your guys if you're unlucky. Again, with the luck.
Well, in that case, the people I used on him were the plastic man,
plastic guy
and Venom
Flash or whatever.
and Venom, because Venom can can hit from 2 spaces away and
Exactly. There's only one way of winning.
Yeah.
That's exactly the point.
So I'm not bashing. Don't get me wrong, guys.
Is
I'm
it-
not. I'm not bashing the game. I like the game. The game is pretty cool, like visually to look at.
I
Uh,
wanted to like the game. I really liked the beginning where it was about Vince and his lifestyle and whatnot. And I would have liked to see maybe he become like a superhero or whatnot, or he going through something. But the
He
focus
does.
goes away from him. I felt like he becomes more and more irrelevant to the story, and he's Venom then now all of a sudden. For me, the superheroes have no appeal. I would have been interested in their own superheroes. I don't give a shit about Batman, Superman, Hawkman, whatever mans. Vince, as far as I am aware, is an original character, I guess. I don't know. I never heard of Vince Hart. I googled it and came up with nothing, so I guess it's an original character. So I don't know why he had to become Venom and be boring. I don't know. For me, the it would have been more interesting if I had like just a regular like hero story with original characters instead.
Yeah, I can say that the game does. In the part of the game that you were, it might have deviated a little bit, but it does go back. Vince is relevant to the story as it goes along, but
Yeah, maybe later again, but like the missions even ended up being like not even he didn't even need to survive anymore. Like Vince was just an NPC at that point.
well, I think he's part. I mean, I think he's a pretty integral part of the story. I mean,
Maybe, I don't know. I just wondered like at the beginning, it's all about Vince and his struggles and whatnot, and as the game goes on, Vince doesn't even need to survive the missions anymore because he's just a fucking NPC now and nobody gives a shit. It's all about these other Goonies and superheroes. Nobody cares. I don't know.
but they
After the Flash mission, my interest in the game just vanished because it's just superheroes everywhere fighting each other, and I don't know. I'm just not a fan Game Boy. Like I don't care. I want original characters. It's much more interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not really a big fan made unless it's Ninja Turtles or Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy. But
I think for me, it's like it's not canon. Like everything that happens in this game is not canon. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. It's just some dude brewing up some homebrew story that doesn't exist essentially.
Yeah, and that doesn't bother me personally, but I can see why somebody would think that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Comment Zone, yep.
Vince is a great character. I don't know why they went with the regular old superheroes. They could have made a legit game out of this. Whether they sell it or not doesn't even matter. If they don't want to make money, that's cool. But they could have made a cool superhero game out of this with their own superheroes.
exactly.
That would have been interesting because I've never seen these ones. But I already know Clark Kent. I know Superman's backstory. I already know that shit. I don't need to go through it again.
And he's not even
So the
that
only
big.
thing that's new is whatever bad thing he did in this game, which is not canon, so it didn't even happen. So who gives a shit?
Well, it could be an alternate universe, you know.
Yeah, it could be. Everything could be an alternate universe.
Oh
though.
yeah, for sure.
It's not really interesting. Like they do this backstory cutscene about of Superman origins. Like we already know that. Everybody does. We all know he's a fucking alien who grew up on a farm. We know that. Everybody knows. It's not interesting. Right? So I don't know. I don't know. So
Well, I did enjoy the game.
yeah, I did at first. Like I really liked the beginning. I really enjoyed the beginning when it was about Vince and his little problems as a civilian. That's not superhero. Oh my god, I did a bad thing. Like oh my god, that's so quirky story. Right? But they just went and no, he don't need surgery. Just Venom comes along and pulls out his kidney stones, and now he's Venom. Wow.
And he has a deep connection with Venom.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. Like, it made sense story-wise that he would be Venom, but it was so unnecessary
So
to
let,
me. Like, he didn't need to be Venom. He could have just solved his own issues.
let me.
And it made no sense. Like, he's a friend of Superman, right? He's Superman's best fucking friend. And you got Batman, a literal fucking billionaire, who's not even offering to pay for the search. Like, what the fuck is going on with the superheroes in this game?
Oh my god.
They got
Are
bigger
you
fish to
kidding
fry.
me?
They got
You
bigger
right.
fish to fry.
Batman tight with his money though.
Man, come on, dude. He's Superman's best fucking friend. He saved his fucking life, and you're not even gonna remove his fucking kidney stone from him? Are you kidding me? Get out of the Justice League, you sick fuck. Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and another thing, what's up with the soda can?
I don't know. I didn't get there, I guess.
I was asking Cychronic about the soda can.
I think it was like a memory of something he was drinking when all the shit went down or something like that. So it because he has, like, you know, memory blocks and it was something bad that he did. So I think the soda can kind of like was related to that, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. I was like, huh?
Mystery Fanta, man.
The mystery Fanta. So
So what I would have liked
uh
if it just stuck with Vince. Like, you don't need any of the superheroes in this game. Vince is a cool character. Him meeting the nurse guy and whatnot, it was all cool until the superhero showed up.
yeah, actually
From that point on, the game just became boring to me. I don't know.
I actually thought he was eventually going to get like his own superpowers
Yeah,
instead
that
of
been cool.
yeah.
He did.
Like, he could have had his breakdown and whatnot, but you didn't need Venom. He could have just went rogue for a while or whatnot, and ultimately
I
get
mean,
his own
not
superpower or whatnot.
not through Venom, but you know, like his own. And you know, Venom's like a parasite. You know, he could take over a host and pretty much do anything. I thought he was going to like at that part with the experiment where I thought Superman was going through. You know, I thought he was being created as a you know, as a like a super soldier, like they did with Captain America.
I don't know what they did. I mean, it's a recoder we destroyed there, so I don't know what it was.
So I don't know, but I do agree that, man, the battle system need a lot of retweaking, not a little bit, but a whole lot to like really make this game stand out. No, I'd rather it be turn based than tactical. You know what I mean? Give us a turn based combat style like game and just call it
I would
that.
have probably went with a beat 'em up system. Like, it's a superhero game. I want to beat up bad guys. What is this tactics crap, man? Interact and convince people. What the fuck?
Because all you doing is attacking. Do your
All you
skill.
do is interact most of the time, because attacking won't get you anywhere.
That to interact, recruit somebody at 1%
Yeah.
and says, "Oh yeah, I will join your team at 1%." Wow.
Yeah, that works
Well, it's
better than
not-
hitting somebody.
Well, yeah. I mean, in real life too, technically.
So, like, come on, I'm Batman for crying out loud, and you saying there's something you could have done against the Justice League and attack me? Like, come on,
Batman walking
man.
up to that random civilian and be like, "Oh my god,
He
oh my
needs
god,
to-
Batman,
he needs
to-
yes, we
But
need your help, sewage worker. We
Cychronic-
need your help."
Cychronic said this game is awesome. I love this game. He ain't say jack about this Hawk guy part. He knew what we was going to get into. He already knew it. He knew it already. Come on.
If it wasn't so long, if it was like, I don't know, half the turns you need to survive, I think I would have had less problems. But the fact that you have to fucking redo the entire fight is annoying as shit.
And you learning
You
songs
get-
too.
Like, once you figure out how, you survive the turns easy, right? So you're getting to the Batman part easy, but it's taking a long time to get there every time.
Uh-huh.
So if you're unlucky and you get crit out of your fucking life, you're gonna do the entire first 20 turns again, which is not fun anymore because you already solved the puzzle.
Yeah.
You solved that part of the fight, you're just redoing the steps. It's not fun. So if there was a checkpoint at Batman's arrival, that would have been better and less frustrating, because you can just go there and figure out how to actually beat Bird Guy now, instead of having to retrace your fucking steps and survive the 20 turns again.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for the Rescue Flash mission as well. Like, if you had a checkpoint where Venom arrived and you can just do the second part of the fight again if you lose, that would have been better and way less frustrating. But no, you had to go all the way back on that huge map and spend 10 turns walking to the enemy. Like, it's not fun. It wasn't fun the first time, it's not fun the 20th time. Like, walking to the enemy is not fun. Nothing is happening. You're just walking. But the map is so big, and why? Because the Flash needs space to move around, I guess. Because he can walk over the entire fucking screen. It's useless. They could have halved his movement speed, and it would have still be double the size of everybody else. There was no need for it to be this big.
And what were you fight? What were you fighting in the mutants mansion, right? The you know,
the
that
school thing,
the school,
right?
Yeah.
It's like the school of those mutant guys, and they have Flash for some reason, and he's hurt or whatnot, and you rescue him. So you start out at the entrance, and the map is like, I don't know, 50 by 50 tiles or some shit like that. So there's a lot of open space. You are at the entrance. On the left side there's 4 enemies, and on the right side is the Flash and Wolverine. And you control the guys at the entrance, and you control the Flash. The Flash is useless, he's weak as fuck, and he has no HP, but he has high agility. And he can pretty much move across like half the map in one turn. So what you would normally do is, like, you run away with the Flash because he's hurt and he's your lose condition. If the Flash dies, you die, you lose. So
Yeah.
Normally you would go and keep the Flash safe. That's why he has so much movement, so you can keep him safe. That's what my initial approach was, right? Because that makes sense. So what you do in the first like 15 turns is you move your entrance group, your fighters, to the left side where the enemies are. But the map is so big, it takes like 15 turns to get there. Like 15 movements in total. You got like 4 guys in the entrance. You got like, what was it? The plastic guy and Batman, I think. Batman, Superman, plastic guy, and who was that other guy? I don't remember. You got 4 people there, and you gotta move your 4 people to the left side of the map, and each of them has like a move set of like 5 tiles, right? And the enemies are like 20 tiles away or 30 tiles away, and they don't move until you get close enough, so they're not moving towards you either. So you just walking your way slowly up there, and suddenly when you're close enough, everybody moves. So it's not like you can strategize pulling just one enemy or whatnot. It doesn't work. As soon as you get close enough, everybody gangs up on you. So what happens then is you either get unlucky like me, and Cyclops just crits 3 times in a row, annihilating essentially your entire team, and then you can do nothing about it because the Flash doesn't get hit ever. So all you can do is hit F5 and reload the fucking battle, because it's gonna take forever for you to actually lose. So you're not getting XP for losing either, because you're not losing, right? You have to reload because they have a 10% chance of hitting the Flash. So if you want XP, you're just standing there surrounded by enemies waiting for the Flash to die. Frustrating, again. So if you manage to kill the guys, the, what's his name, Nightcrawler teleports the Flash into the toilet room for some reason, I don't fucking know. And then you gotta break the door, and Venom appears too for some reason, I don't fucking know. He wants to help Yeah, he wants the Flash because he killed the nurse or some shit like that. So he's there too, but he can't hit Nightwing. Nightcrawler? I don't fucking know. That weird black demon guy that can teleport or whatnot.
Nightcrawler.
So he's there. Nightcrawler is not attacking the Flash because he just wants to keep him safe. He's just on follow mode. He runs wherever Flash runs. And he's not attacking Venom either. You can interact with Nightcrawler and you can get the ring, which is stealing Flash's power according to what they said, but it doesn't do anything. So you get a bonus item essentially. I don't know why they would ever give you the ring. Makes no sense to me at all, but you either way, you're just stuck there basically. You're in the toilet now with Flash, Nightcrawler, and Venom. You break the door and get out again. So that whole part is just wasting time again, because Venom cannot fight the Nightcrawler. He will not hit him ever.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably shouldn't fight Nightcrawler with Flash alone, because again, it's just a 10% chance, but it is a chance, and the Flash doesn't deal enough damage. So with the Flash alone, you would probably need to hit this guy 8 times, so that's 8 chances you're gonna lose instantly. So what you do is you break the door, you get the Flash to your main group, which is all the way on the left now because they fought the other guys. So what you do is you crawl your way back to the right side of the map now, because that's where Nightcrawler is. And that's where probably Wolverine is, because that guy was trying to follow Flash all game long. So you gotta now gang up on Wolverine because he regenerates health like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta beat off Nightcrawler with Flash and another guy. I think I used the plastic guy, maybe. I don't fucking know. At least 2 people. And that's how you win. But it's a struggle. It takes so fucking long, because most of the time you're just moving to left, to right, because of course the toilet must be on the other side of the fucking map. So now the fact that you need to move to the left side first to get to the guys in the first place is fucking ridiculous. Like, you spend 15 minutes fighting the guys on the left,
Well, they'll
and then you gotta crawl all the way back.
They'll actually come to the right side of the map if you just give it a few turns.
Nah, they don't move until you get close enough.
I think they start to move after a few turns, like 4 or 5 turns.
Are you sure? Because
I believe so.
when I tried, I had to move at least into like Jubilee's range.
Oh, you know what? I think what I did was I used the Flash to walk up to them and then to get them started.
Yeah, you probably checked the chest up there.
And then used him as bait to get them to like come
Yeah.
to the other side of the map.
Yeah, but that's a point of strategy that shouldn't even be there. Like, why are they not moving in the first place? We used the fucking megaphone to announce that we're here. They know we are here. Why are they just standing there? Just move them towards us. Like, there's no point in this movement.
They're thinking about what they want to do next.
Yeah, sure, right.
There ain't that much thinking in the world. Come on now. It's just
Superheroes don't think. Superheroes beat shit up.
that's crazy. They don't move unless you're close. I mean,
that fight was weird anyway. You fight Beastman, but you can't ask him to heal you for some reason. I don't know.
Beast.
Yeah. He can heal you actually.
If you
can
interact
with him, yeah, you beat him up, and afterwards you ask him to heal you just because you can.
Well, he's
fucking weird.
He's a doctor, so he's been
Yeah,
sworn
he's
to,
punching your fucking nose in, and he's gonna heal you if you ask.
he's been
nice.
sworn to
What?
do no harm.
Oh my
But he's
God.
doing you harm. Like, he was killing 3 of my guys.
Right, he feels regret, and that's why.
Oh my
And you
God.
can ask the other guy, like with the stick. That motherfucker, he can.
Gambit.
Yeah, you can ask him for an item too. And I don't know what you can do with Cyclops, what that guy does, but that's fucking weird, man.
But
the entire fight is just
the
weird.
thing is,
Makes no
the
sense
thing
to me.
is, even asking and you're wasting extra turns. It's like make
Yeah.
the game draw out to be a longer game. Even with Jubilee, I know that you kept asking Jubilee to join.
Because
She
there's
said,
no reason fighting her. Like, she's weak as fuck, and I just figured out I have better chances getting her to quit than just taking my chances at missing her.
Yeah. See, look, I miss again on the screen. It's crazy, man. He just missed like
And
crazy.
the thing is, like, you, like, even when she quits, you still gotta wait her turn. It's just everything costs a lot of time in this game. You waiting for turns for characters that don't even need to be on the board anymore. Why not just have her move out the mansion or whatever? Just get her off the screen.
See, when I was playing up to the point I quit the game, you know, I thought everything was on me. You know what I'm saying? I thought
you quit a bird guy. Right?
Yeah, I thought the strategy was on me. I thought, you know, it was my fault. But when I watch other gameplays, I watch Harlequin's gameplay, then I turn around and watch Benny's.
I streamed it because of you, because you had so much trouble, and I was like, this can't be so hard, right? It's just running away.
Yeah. Then I watch Benny.
Fuck, man.
I watch RPG Cola or Benny play games, stream this game, and it's same result. I haven't seen Cychronic played it. You know, just like the wise words of Harlequin, if it's not on video, it didn't exist. It don't exist. So
I mean, maybe I just have a wrong expectations of strategy games or tactics games. I don't know. For me, the game is figure out the strategy the developer wants you to use. Otherwise, you're not gonna win unless you're lucky.
I don't know.
Realistically, though, let's be honest. That's kind of what most games are like, as far as like you.
That's not how any game I play is.
well, no, like there's with any game, there's parameters of what will work and what won't work, and the developer kind of has in mind of, hey, this strategy will work if they use it, and this strategy won't if they don't use it.
Every strategy should work.
No, that's not how strategy works. Like in real life, if every strategy that the military tries to use in invading another country should work, right? Every strategy should work.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Hell no.
We're playing a game though.
Well, right, but in a strategy tactics / game, like it would actually be too easy if every strategy worked.
Want me tell you what
work? They should be different
outcome
difficulties, of course.
If
I had a fight and I was that set on brute forcing everything, I'm a fucking superhero. I'm gonna smash everybody's face in. If that's the strategy I want to go for, that strategy should work.
This game should never have a skill tree if every strategy should work.
It should be harder in some missions and easier in others, but it should always be possible.
Every mission, you're gonna die at least one time.
Yeah,
every freaking mission.
And the strategy doesn't work. Anything besides the ideal strategy will get you killed unless you're lucky and you're landing a lucky crit or some shit like that. Otherwise, you're never gonna win with any strategy other than the intended one.
And watching Harlequin play this game makes me not even want to play it anymore. Even get to where, cause it just goes downhill. Like that one song with with the Flash fight, you know, kept hearing that song over and over and over and over.
Yeah, I was having a blast.
Yeah, I like the song, but
especially the fight with Catwoman was cool. Like, the jukebox was fucking amazing. Like, you know the fuck I need to turn that track up and everything. I was having fun at that point. I was having a blast. Because my strategy still worked. Like, I could have, I couldn't skill damage and just fucking beat him up. It somewhat worked still at that point. But it was the Catwoman fight as well. I realized that it's every time it's a better option to just convince them to join you instead of beating them up. Interacting is like always better than going for beat 'em up, which is weird to me. Like you have all these choices of skills and stats, and they are ultimately meaningless. And you just have to do what you're supposed to do. You're just wasting your turns. Otherwise, you're just never gonna win. Unless you're lucky.
But the icing on the cake is when you recruited her for 10%, then what's the point of getting your charisma up period. There's really no point. You know what I'm saying? Even
Yeah,
that,
charisma didn't do
even
much really.
even
It's like all it looks like from what Psychronic said. It's all about the morale system.
and,
If you have
and,
low morale, your stats ain't gonna.
let me ask Cychronic this. You said you're part of the developers Discord, right?
Yeah.
So did the developers give you any insight on like how the game actually works?
Yeah. So the when he was mentioning that a lot of people don't know how the morale system works, and I said, well, I know that it was good, but I didn't know how it actually works either. And he said, yeah, it's a multiplier. So 35% morale makes all your stats go up by 35%.
Yeah, how we supposed to know that if it's not?
It was never actually explained.
That's what I'm saying. So with you knowing that knowledge, your gameplay was probably smoother than me and Harlequin because we didn't know.
Yeah, for sure.
If I knew this was gonna boost all my stats as a multiplier, then that's what I'd be focusing on.
Yeah, and then also, you know, when it's negative 25%, like it makes all your stats go down by 25% too. So that's when you start getting that 10% hit chance instead of like 35% or 40% hit chance.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been seeing this game before, like, and people, I've been talking to people too, and every time the response the developer seems to give whenever somebody is having problems with the system is they just playing wrong. And if everybody says the system is fucked and your only response is you're playing wrong, then you're probably doing the system wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I do think that a little bit more. I think actually it's not even that bad, really, but it just needs to be explained a little better through as far as like how the pieces of the mechanics work. It is a little bit. There's not actually a lot of hand holding in this game, so.
Aside from the morale system that was just never mentioned at all, the system is easy. Like, I didn't have trouble understanding how it works, aside from the morale system, because that was just never mentioned. It's just a number that's just there, and we don't know what affects it. Like, I figured out hitting somebody gives you morale, and getting hit takes morale. That's about all I know. But it being like essentially 50% of what makes you win should probably be explained, but that's just making the gameplay smoother. I still think the gameplay is ass.
I think
By the way,
Final Fantasy Tactics had something like that with Faith and Brave. Like the higher your Brave was, the more damage you actually do, and the higher your Faith was, the more your skills do. You know, that was at least that was explained. That seems like what it is. The higher the morale is, maybe the more damage your attacks do, and
it does. Yeah.
The lower your morale is.
I just find the mix weird. Like, on one hand, you're giving me skill trees and whatnot to make my own choices, which I cannot do because I'm not gonna win based on my choices. So it's no problem if you want me to win with a specific strategy and figure that strategy out, then don't give me a skill tree, just give me units, give me the information about my units, and I'm gonna figure out your puzzle. But if you're giving me a skill tree and making it possible for me to build my own characters, then let me fucking win with my own characters.
Yeah.
That's my problem. Like, if you want me to play your way and your way only, then it's a puzzle game. I can do that. Then give me set units with set stats, and every character has their unique traits and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I can go and figure out your puzzle. That's okay. But don't give me a weird mix where I can do choices that don't win me the game.
Well, they contribute. It's not the only factor, but they do.
But it's a big factor. Like, if I'm going full fucking charisma and it doesn't do anything because it's useless unless I have a high morale, then I'm screwed. What happens is I gotta lose the battle over and over again until I get the right stats for that battle. Like, Birdman's fight is fucking easy if you just skill a little extra in movement. But I don't know that beforehand because I don't know the mission. So what ends up happening is I'm dying, and I'm dying, and I'm dying some more until I have enough stats to increase my movement and have an easy fight.
But you don't necessarily need to have. That's one way to do it, but you could actually do it by throwing people at him and delaying that way.
Yeah, that works for if you're lucky.
Yeah, but the odds are good though. The odds are good.
Yeah, but it's luck.
It's not just. I mean,
It's a strategy game.
It's a strategy to use that, knowing what the odds are, and that is a strategy that works.
But we shouldn't be playing
How does
on
it
luck
work,
though.
man?
That's the thing.
How does it work though? The only way it worked for me
It works
is
the
because
same.
I had a lucky crit.
It works the same as a normal tactics game, where if you have a 60% chance to hit the enemy, and you only got to hit him twice to kill him. But sometimes you play and it's like, man, it's a 60% chance, but it's miss, and then you lose it and you have to start over again. That happens in every tactics or strategy game where you should have a higher chance to hit, but sometimes you just miss 4 or 5 times, even if it says 70%.
Yeah, there's not a single person on the planet that likes that.
Well, yeah, but it's part of the game.
You don't have to make it part of the game though.
Yeah, just make it so that every single hit hits with a 100% chance and make the game really easy.
It's not easy though. You still gotta strategize, but you can rely on your strategy and not luck.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that luck is part of the strategy.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I see what you're saying. It's alright to have it.
Like in any
it's just
strategy.
so unreliable in this game.
Right, like think about tactics in a military sense, right? Like some of when you decide to do the attack or the counterattack,
Yeah.
sometimes that day that you plan to do the attack, it suddenly rains for some reason,
Yeah, or
and,
just
and all the
somebody
vehicles
fucks it up.
get
Sure,
caught in the mud, and that's a luck factor always comes into play, even in a strategy.
Absolutely. I can see that. The thing is, it's too heavy. Like, lucking out or not lucking out, wins or lose you a run in an instant. It's not something, oh my god, this was unlucky, but I could still fix it. No, because my guy is dead now. It's like, it's too much. It relies too much on being lucky. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
Like,
it's you're saying,
especially if you're not using the easy win strategy. If you do Birdman mission and you don't have the extra movement, which is like the easy win strategy, if you don't have that, everything else is just luck. No matter what I do, I can't beat him up. Like I've got full strength, but I still can't beat him because he's still gonna one-shot me because I'm not supposed to beat him. Alright, so what am I gonna do now? I can use the bodies, sure, that's what I did. I had no other way of winning, which is again, that's the easy win strategy I have to use. I cannot win any other way. So what I'm doing is I'm sacrificing everything that's on the map in order to survive 20 turns, just to get a weak ass fucking Batman that doesn't do anything. And the only way I win is because I landed a crit.
well,
That's not because I didn't win because I was smart or because I strategized well. No, I just got a lucky crit. That was not my doing. That's not. It's not fulfilling or anything. It's just that's ass.
Yeah, you didn't win because you weren't smart.
Yeah, but I did win because I landed a lucky crit that almost one-shot him.
Right.
And there is no other way of winning, in my opinion. I don't know how you beat Bad Guy without landing a crit on him. Because he's one-shotting everybody. So I don't know what you did, but I don't know. Batman landed a lucky crit on him that left him with like 20 HP. That's how I won. And I don't see how you could possibly win without it. Because that guy has 220 HP.
Well, yeah, I think what ended up happening was all the people that were recruitable, I had them attack him, and then I also, once I got Batman, Vince and Superman were able to attack him and sacrifice them, and then the last hit was Batman. I'd run up to him with Batman with the last hit. I don't think it was a critical, but It was that the ones getting thrown at Hawkman after they didn't have to die anymore, or after they could die.
They could die once Batman arrived. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how.
I only know of one recruitable character that's like it's also the only one that has a turn on the map, so I don't know what else you recruited because there's nothing else.
I think you can recruit those other NPCs that don't get a turn. I think you can.
No, you can't.
Okay.
I'm at least sure the girl at the graveyard part you can't even interact with her. She's not even an NPC. I'm not too sure about the guy smoking, but usually characters you can recruit have a turn. They exist on the playfield. But I tried interacting with the girl at the graveyard, like on the north side of the map. I tried that. She's not interactable at all, and she moves out of the map too. Like,
yeah, I saw that. How she's just like out of nowhere, like.
Yeah, she's just leaving, making the space open for Bird Guy to just walk through. I mean, he didn't. He has a focus on the boxes, I guess, but I don't know. As I said, for me, it was just luck. I could never win with the strategy I wanted to go for. The way I built my characters, it just never worked. Because I either didn't hit them or they crit me. And that's all. It's just too much luck. It's not something I can control in any way. I can get my hit rate up if I give everybody agility, which again makes the skill tree pointless. If I gotta do agility no matter what, why even give me the choice? The active skills, you can only have one. It felt like a waste of XP unlocking them.
Yeah, I thought it would have been good to have multiple available.
Not only can you only have one skill, every skill has a fucking warm-up timer too. Like it's pointless. Unless you're doing the flash mission because it takes 20 minutes to even get to the fight. I guess your skills are ready by then. But other than that, I don't know when. It's just, as I said, there's always one winning strategy, and unless you're gonna do that, you're gonna have a hard time, and I don't feel any other strategies are viable in any way. So I would say if they just gave you units that are not alterable in any way, and you're just supposed to figure out the strategy, that would make it a better game. Like, go one or the other way. Either give me freedom of choice and make my builds viable, or whatever I choose, or don't give me a choice and just give me the strategy and I have to figure out the strategy to win. It's like when you play old school Command and Conquer, those missions you had a set amount of units and you couldn't build more. That's a strategy game. I gotta figure out the best way to win in order to like win the match and not lose too many units. I cannot upgrade them or anything. I just have these units. These are my set pieces, and I gotta figure out the way to win this game. That's tactics. Or you could go the other way and give me customizable units, but then I want to win with my strategy. What's the point of me customizing my units if I can only win in a certain way? Like, do either of the other and not both.
Deep. I mean, we could be here all day.
I mean, that's the biggest issue with the game. Like, everything else is kind of great, right? The mapping is alright. The presentation is good. Like the comic book scenes and everything is great. I mean, I'm not a fan of the ripped assets and whatnot, and I would have preferred an original IP. But the game works like that. It's a good game. It looks great. The story seems great. It's a little too much to read in between for me. Like I really like the Vince part, and when that kind of dropped off, I lost interest because I don't give a shit about the original superheroes. I don't care, and I don't know why I had to play this weird Batman Simon Says game, whatever that was. That was weird, but yeah.
So
the presentation is great, is what I'm saying. Like, it looks great and it plays great. The music is awesome too, but it's all stolen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wouldn't buy this game obviously because I want original characters.
Yeah. Like I said from the beginning, this game is going to be for those who like are into, the comic, the DC, fan games too. But You know, his goal was to win those over, because in the comic universe there's a lot of multiverses, you know, different universes. Like you got so many different Batmans, you got so many different Flashes, you got so many different Spider-Mans, you know, from different universes. So this is just another like one of those to bring in those DC Marvel comic enthusiasts, you know, that loves comics. You know, this
I
isn't.
can see the appeal. It's just not mine.
Yeah, I mean, it's not mine either, because I'm not really into the comments like that. I'm not, you know, that wasn't my thing.
Neither am I, actually. I'm aware of all the characters roughly. I've seen a lot of the cartoons and stuff, but I'm not the hugest in that area either.
Yeah, like
I'm just saying, I think it's wasted potential, really. Like as I said, Vince Hart seems to be an original character.
yeah, that would have been cool. That would have
He's
been
an amazing character. He's very likable, very relatable. And he struggles through life. So the beginning of the game was amazing to me. It just dropped off when the superheroes started coming in. Like, that was boring. I don't need that crap.
Also, just letting you guys know, this guy has also made multiple games. So this is just the most recent game that he's made. There's another game.
Are they stolen assets too?
No, they're original.
I'm not streaming. I'm not streaming no game made by this guy ever again. That's it.
The one before is called Therapist Mind Manager.
I didn't check out the other game.
Everything's gonna be on mute.
And then another one is called Polymorphous Perversity.
Oh.
Yeah, everything is gonna be on mute if I stream this guy's game. I ain't lying. Shucks.
I just thought it was wasted potential. Like, the developer is clearly skilled, right? They clearly know how to make a game. They know how to present it. They know shit, right? They know their stuff, and they know how to make it a good game. So yeah, I thought it was wasted potential. Like, this could have been a super amazing original superhero game. Not with fucking characters we've seen since our childhood days. We know everything about. Like, there's nothing new about Batman you could tell us.
In the best
there's
scenes.
nothing new about Superman you could tell us.
Like, great.
But you could have gone and made your own superheroes and supervillains, or you could have just not. You could have just kept it on Vince and his struggles alone, and maybe make it more like, you know, how there's in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, like, everyone is a fucking ripped dude. Like, maybe go that route and made it more comedic too. Who the fuck knows? But like, I think everything original would have been better than using these Marvel and whatnot guys.
All right. So the battle system just need to be worked better. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's, for me, as I said, it's too much.
But other than that, it'll be fine. It'll be a fine game.
Not both. Don't give me freedom of choice, but still want me to figure out your puzzles.
Yeah, and another thing, I mean, I like the music, growing up the tunes, but I don't think they fit in this game.
I mean, they did fit. It makes sense to be
Some.
there. I guess, like, they did sound great, and the lyrics always related to the mission too.
Yeah. But
it's like the music choice was good, and it didn't feel out of place because it is a modern day game, right?
I like
90s superhero.
Yeah.
Game, so the music did fit.
Okay.
But it's like, it's not original though. It's like just the music you hear on your Spotify every fucking day.
Which screwed me over, basically. So.
Yeah, I got the Twitch email instantly.
So
I hit the stop stream and had an email.
Yeah. And
I mean, they have a turn music off button, like they have a streamer friendly button, basically. But I think that doesn't work. I've seen one streamer use it, but it didn't work, or some shit like that. I don't know. Like I said, they should have went with original and would made the game much better, in my opinion.
It with the I think that it does actually work, but with the controllers, I think the button layout is a little bit off or a little bit different than normal. So sometimes people think they're hitting the option, but they're actually hitting cancel.
Oh no, the streamer I saw was not on a gamepad, so they used the option and it worked, but once you like reload the game or something or die,
gotcha.
then the setting resets and the music is back. Just without question, so you gotta turn it off again, and that's not good on a stream because it's already live. So when the music suddenly pops back in, you're already demonetized, right? So
Yeah.
that's not really a good option.
So, guys, I will be streaming on Twitch for now on because playing this game, my channel did get demonetized playing this game. So I had to put an appeal in to get my channel back monetized. It's strange, not sure how, but I think I got struck with like 8 different copyrights. And YouTube,
Everything in this game is a copyright strike.
and YouTube said the content isn't original, so it's not eligible for monetization.
Yep.
So my channel is no longer monetized, so I will be streaming
The
on
entire
Twitch.
channel, though?
The entire channel.
What the fuck, man? I can see the video not being monetized.
That's what I thought.
Entire channel?
The entire channel is not monetized anymore. It was weird because normally you go to YouTube Studio, you'll see the revenue. You'll see your revenue and it was gone. And I'm like, and I look and I got an email and it says, I gotta appeal, or if not, I gotta reapply in October. And I was like, screw that. I just go on Twitch and stream. Yeah,
you could just go and fucking kick and stream.
Yeah, I
Jesus
could
Christ,
kick or it's crazy. Like, it's freaking crazy. But I'm not worrying about it. It's not the end of the day. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So just beware. Just beware. I would no longer be streaming games with copyright material, because if I do get monetization back, I'm deleting everything that was originally copyrighted. If it's not original, don't ask me to play it. I'm just being honest.
Makes sense.
So
That's another reason to just make original games. Like, at least if you want to sell it, I guess, because you're not gonna be able to advertise your game even if it's free, because nobody can stream your game or play a game and make videos of it and spread the name of it, because we're gonna get copyright strikes.
And I had
We're not gonna play it.
I had to send a video to YouTube. They make you send them a video. So I'm like, please, YouTube, my name is D7. I play. Yeah. And I told them, man, I say, look, man, I get these games. I don't know what's on these games. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's on these games, like music wise. And I did tell them, I said, I did get. It wasn't a copyright strike. That was what was alarming. You know what I'm saying? If you got a copyright strike, then that's different. But I think copyright strikes go towards to your channel being taken down. But with the monetization, it's a different story. They prefer you not to use those type of videos unless you edit it. Unless it's been edited or there's like voice over, which in my case there's voice over. I'm doing commentary. You feel what I'm saying? So I appealed it and they said within 14 days they'll give me an answer. If not, I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch. You want to see me on Twitch? Follow me, D757 Gaming on Twitch. It's still gonna be the same content, just not on YouTube because I'm not making any money, but I will upload whatever I stream on Twitch to YouTube though.
So strange.
Well, yeah, the thing about Twitch for me that I find really off-putting is the like commercial breaks. Like that's usually like I'm like watching, and then when the commercial break hits, I'm like, oh, I'm out.
Yeah, but if you like your boy D757 Gaming, you will subscribe to the Twitch channel.
I think
It is what
I
it
already am.
is.
I already am subscribed.
Yay! Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nah, but I've been wanting to just focus mostly on Twitch, anyways, because Twitch is more optimized for streamers, anyway. You know,
Yeah,
with the
I like
requests
the
and
channel points
the
and
channel
stuff. Like
points. So yeah,
YouTube doesn't have all that. YouTube is
yeah,
just, I don't know.
yeah.
And they're more lenient. What they do is just they didn't publish my VOD from the stream and they let me know because it's copyright.
I was able to watch it. I did watch it like an hour before we did start the podcast.
Well, I can watch it. It's just not public, right? So they sent me an email saying, all right, this VOD of yours has copyright material, so we changed your setting to not automatically publish every.
Oh, so you gotta manually do it.
I gotta review it and remove the copyright.
And you know what?
They're not gonna demonetize my channel out of nowhere.
Yeah, they gave me that same.
No.
They gave me that same email, so I'm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's more lenient, so I can decide now what I want to do. Like, do I want to edit the video or not have it? Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, guys, we've been talking about this for 2 hours, and it was, man, something to talk about. This was definitely good tea. Cychronic, if we didn't see a video, we don't know if you died 1,000 times against Hawkeye. We don't know you died 1,000,000 times against Catwoman. Yeah, he said that. He said that's why I said if there's no video, it don't exist. It don't exist. So we don't know you watch somebody else's video and say, oh yeah, I did this. This is the way I did it. Nah, I'm just joking.
Yeah, it's all good.
But yeah, because we still got to spin the wheel, guys. We still got to spin the wheel for community pick too. And before we leave, how much will you pay for this game if this game was a commercial release? Like Chronic.
$9.99.
And I agree with Cychronic, $9.99. I did say $9.99 in my D7 score. All right, so I did ask a poll. How do you rate this game? We got new categories because we got some people who think garbage is just, mean and outright rude. So I just opted out of that. So the new categories is AAA, indie, an ordinary RPG maker game, or just you don't even know. So 25% says this game is a AAA style game. 50% says indie, and 16% says an ordinary RPG maker game, and 8% says and we had 12 votes. Then I asked another poll: is winning battles based on luck and or strategy? 25% says luck, and both is 75%. Nobody says strategy alone. So yeah, but wait, you can't upload. I could still go live my channel. I just can't monetize. I can't make money or earn any revenue from videos as of now. I can't have memberships or anything because you gotta have monetization for that. So I will let you guys know in 14 days. I will make a formal video on my channel letting you guys know to come over to Twitch and watch me. If you want me to play your game, it's all gonna be done on Twitch. It's all gonna be done on Twitch until the YouTube gets squared away. So we're gonna spin this wheel, guys. So let me share the screen with my compadres so they could see it, because it don't show in real time. And once again, if you want to have the RTP crew play your game, you definitely got to put it in the game request form in order for us to play your game, because if not, we don't know if you want us to play your game or not. Can y'all guys see?
Let me check.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so
Works.
let me go ahead and change the scene. That way these guys could see the wheel. I got so many. I gotta redo this because I got so much stuff going on. All right. All right, y'all ready? And this is elimination, guys. Elimination. Oh man, the lag is bad. Dreams Added Remaster is out. They're out. This is for next week game, guys. The community will. Single Malt Apocalypse is out. And after next week, it is your boys' turn to pick the game. Mana Raiders, yes, is out. Thank you, Lord. I know Isaiah like, man, be quiet, man. Travels of Fraser is gone. That's by Renzai. That's Renzai's game. Travels of Fraser. Reroll. Got 2 rerolls left, guys. 2 rerolls left. 2 rerolls left. Finding Chibe is out of there. That is by Rude Works or Chips. Dystopia is out of there. Man, this is going to be crazy. We still got Star Scribe in here. The Pass In is out of there. The Pass In is gone. The Pass In is gone. Dread Sleep. Dread Sleep has been eliminated. Dread Sleep has been eliminated, you guys. Desperation Reincarnation. Get out of there. Get out. Get out. Reroll. Reroll. We got 1 reroll left. 1 reroll is left, you guys. Star Scribe is gone. Star Scribe is gone. Oh, Lord. Reroll. Reroll between the Forcer, Lodestar, and Insanity. Lodestar has been eliminated. So we got Lodestar, no, Insanity and Enforcer. So Enforcer 209, I believe this is Kimson's game. That is the next game the podcast is going to be playing. Enforcer 209. I haven't seen Kimson in a while, so I don't know who requested the game. Not sure if Kimson is in the podcast, but definitely let them know that his game has been picked. But I do know that he was in several RPG Maker communities as well. And Enforcer 209, very interesting game that the podcast will be playing next week. So once again, I thank you guys for coming out. I thank you all for just being you and supporting the podcast, the RTP crew. Definitely we're doing great. We got 78 subscribers now. Try to get us to 100. Let your friends know that we exist. We could do some cool things when we have a bigger community, and we could play more games, especially those people who got games and want their games to be played. And another thing, guys, definitely support us in the mission of trying to do more for the RPG Maker community. If you feel like you want to bless one of us, you can definitely bless the whole RTP crew, just by sharing our content and letting people know that we exist. That's definitely a great way to show support and show love to what we're trying to do. So it is RPG Maker. You can do whatever you want to do, but at the same time, let's bring awareness and show games that is definitely could be in the same light as indie and AAA titles out there. So before we go, man, do any of my co-hosts have anything they would like to add or say?
Actually, no.
All right, so we got no from him, and
I'm just happy to be here.
and they're just happy to be here.
No, I'm looking forward to the next one too. That was one of the ones I was looking forward to trying out. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah, so definitely, and don't forget, my two co-hosts are they are creators and developers as well, commercial developers. Simple Gaming has a Kickstarter for his upcoming project, Dungeon Rummage Origins. So definitely check that out on Kickstarter and back the project if you feel like it's on your heart to back or follow it. And another project from Cychronic Games, we have Starship Rebellion. That is a newer project that's going to be released within the next few months, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct, yeah.
And also there's other titles that you can purchase as well on the Steam store, on the Steam channel, called Starship Origins and Starship Legacy. I'm not sure if Legacy is free right now, or
Legacy is the broken demo that is about 50% done.
Okay.
And then but it will actually be the capstone game, I guess, in this series. So the thing that's shown in a Starship demo is the half finished Legacy. But the Origins is totally released and done, and Rebellion, when it releases, will be totally done and good to go. So, but Rebellion is what I'm working on right now.
Yeah, so keep put those games in your wish list, and definitely keep them in your memory, because that's one way you can support the RTP crew, just by wish listing and backing their Kickstarter. Whenever we're not asking for money, we're just asking for an increase in numbers. So one extra is definitely a big way to go. So all right, guys, until next week, y'all stay safe and y'all stay healthy, and we will see you guys later.